I can look at that person and go, wow, he's put together. He's someone that I would like to be like. I look up to that person. I see him as someone that I aspire to be. I want to move in a direction that's causing me to get better. Well, I'm certainly no John Maxwell. I don't identify as the person who can teach the world on how to become a great leader, but I've certainly sat around great leaders. I've certainly understood what leadership looks like, and I like to think that I have become a great leader to the people that are in my circle of influence. First and foremost, my family. That is who I am called to lead first. I'm called to lead my wife, my kids, and for me, what a great leader looks like is admitting that I've made a lot of mistakes along the way and that there are areas in my life that need to be improved. So I need to seek wise counsel. Who can I go to in my life to show me the areas that I have not necessarily lived up to my potential in, and sit under that person's teaching and have them say, okay, Clark, here is where I can see that you could grow in this area, and then be open to the process of growing. And I've done that. And I take a whole lot of pride in that. And I think every good leader is open to coaching. If you're not willing to learn from somebody, I don't think you are qualified to be a leader. If you're sitting at the top of your organization, whatever that is, your family, your business, your church, anything, if you're not open to somebody sitting you down, somebody that you trust, somebody that knows you, somebody that has your best interest in mind, and listening to the hard stuff, you're not qualified to lead, in my opinion. First and foremost. Then I think a quality of a good leader is actually caring about the people that you're leading. So if you start with your family, I know that every man cares about his family. So if you take that same care in putting them first, like you put your wife first, that's what true leadership is. If you put your kids first and know that you're there for them in their best interest, you have their best interest in mind, wherever you go, whatever organization that you're around, the people are going to feel that. The old saying, people don't care how much you know till they know how much you care. So caring about people, for me, like this is how I approach it. I honestly care about you right now. I want you to get the most out of this. I want you to know that I'm speaking to you and I value your time. So me sitting here sharing my thoughts on what I think a good leader looks like is me understanding that you're allowing me some of your valuable time, and I don't want you to walk away from this exchange without feeling enriched, without feeling like you got something from this, because it's probably stuff that you already know, but I know life gets busy, things get in the way, and we tend to forget that. It's like, oh man, I got caught up in the day-to-day, and I forgot to put the people first because I got caught up in my agenda. So if this is simply a reminder to you that you need to take a step back and put whoever is in your circle of influence first before you, then you're going to be better off. You're going to be a better leader because people are going to see how much you care, not necessarily caring how much you know, because that is what makes people want to follow you. I have friends in my life that I would follow into battle because I know they care so much about me that they're going to do their best to protect me in those moments. In life, man, it's a struggle at times, and we need to surround ourselves with people who are like that. So just having that, right? And then I think a leader is someone who understands that there is a bigger agenda than saying, I'm the leader of this organization. Like, I don't consider any of the people who work with me as people who work for me. Like, no one's under me. No one works for me. I don't have employees. I have people who I have chosen to be in my circle of influence, to be involved in my business, and we are all equal. Now, someone has to be, quote unquote, in charge of the organization, but being in charge and being a leader doesn't mean that you put people under you and act like you're over them. That to me is demeaning. I don't ever like to be treated that way. You would see it in the Marine Corps. I would be around people who had a higher rank only because they had been around longer than me. They weren't any smarter than me. They weren't any more compassionate than me. They weren't any more qualified than me. And a matter of fact, so many of these people in a higher rank weren't capable of leading people. It's just because they had time and grade and they were there. And I would look at them and say, oh my gosh, I hope I never go to war with this guy, because we would die within minutes because he's just stupid. And if anyone's watching in the military or in any organization, you're probably shaking your head right now going, yeah, I know people like that. So having people under you and lording that over them is absolutely no way to lead an organization. To me, it's an even playing field, but knowing that you have the final answer because it's your name on the line. Look, there are a million other things that we could discuss, but like I said at the beginning of this, I don't consider myself some leadership teacher. It's just that this question was asked by several people who I said, hey, I want to know what your questions are. And that came up not just once, but several times. Clark, what do you consider someone to be a good leader? Like how do we become good leaders? And I'll say this, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, given the fact that I'm a fitness coach and I coach men over 50 and I help men get in shape. And we'll talk about this on another segment. I think you need to be in shape. I think you need to be fit. I think you need to be healthy. People want to follow people who look the part, who act the part, who have confidence, who are secure in who they are. Now, I'm not suggesting that there are people who are out there that don't look the part, aren't good leaders, but I'm saying if I put together a package, like if I built a great leader, he would be someone who cares about the people who's working with him. He is compassionate. He's strong. He's confident. He's fit, or she, but I talk to men, so I'm specifically talking to men right now. That way, when I walk in a room and someone is leading a meeting, I can look at that person and go, wow, he's put together. He's someone that I would like to be like. I look up to that person. I see him as someone that I aspire to be. I want to move in a direction that's causing me to get better, not worse. I remember one time, and I'll close with this. I paid a lot of money to go see a speaker. And we had some breakout sessions, and this guy walked up on the stage, and he looked so unkempt. Is that the way? Unkempt? That sounds so weird. Slovenly. He looked like garbage. His clothes didn't fit right. He had on horrible shoes. His shirt was baggy. Nothing matched. He needed a shave. His hair wasn't, it just looked horrible. So instantly, I could not listen to this guy. Couldn't listen to him. Couldn't take him serious. So if you're going to be a good leader, you got to be physically fit for me to want to follow you. If I have a drill instructor in the Marine Corps who's meant to make me be a Marine, that guy better look like a damn Marine. He better look good in his uniform. He better be confident. He better be strong. He better be capable. He better be someone that I want to follow into battle. That, to me, is what makes a good leader. That is it. Make it a great day and get busy living.